All right, let's talk about something super important for your college applications, the activity resume. We're going to break down exactly how you can craft a resume that really tells your unique story and helps you, stand out from the crowd.
So here's the big question, right? How in the world do you fit 4 years of your life into 150 characters? It's kind of the ultimate challenge. I mean, you've got platforms like the Common App, and they give you this tiny little box to describe something you've poured your heart and soul into for years. It feels impossible, honestly. But what if there was a way to just bypass that limit and tell your full story? Well, good news, there is. So here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with that College App Challenge, then get into what an activity resume actually is. We'll cover the essential building blocks, move on to some pro tips to go from good to great, and finally, talk about how you can put your resume into action.
Okay, so let's get right into the solution. I want you to think about your activity resume, less like some boring document and more like your personal highlight reel. Seriously, it's your big chance to show off all the incredible things you're doing outside of the classroom.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's basically a full rundown of everything. Your extracurriculars, community service, that part-time job you have, even your unique interests. You have to remember, admissions committees want to see so much more than just your grades. They're trying to figure out who you are, what you're passionate about, and how you choose to spend your time.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. This is not the same as a traditional job resume. A job resume, that's usually a super strict one-page thing all about professional skills. Your activity resume, on the other hand, can totally be longer. It gives you the space to tell a much more complete story about your passions and your personal growth. The goal here isn't to get a job, it's to show a college exactly what you'll bring to their campus community.
Okay, let's get practical. How do you actually build this thing? The best way to think about it is like you're assembling your story piece by piece. And to do that, you need some essential sections to create a really clear and powerful narrative.
So here they are, the 6 key building blocks. You're going to start with the basics, right? Personal info, education. Easy enough. Then you'll get into your awards and honors. After that, we dive into the real heart of the resume, your activities, any jobs you've had, and all those other enrichment activities that have really shaped who you are. Okay, look at this. This is a perfect example of how to make an activity description come to life. It doesn't just say, helped with orientation. No way. It gives you context, selected from a pool of 70 students. Bam! That shows your leader. And it quantifies the impact, mentored over 100 incoming freshmen. See? The big takeaway here is you've got to be specific.
All right, so you've got the basic structure down. Now, let's talk about how we elevate it. We're going to move from just a good resume to an absolutely great one. These are the pro tips that'll really make your application pop.
Think of this as your checklist for greatness. First up, use strong action verbs. I'm talking words like organized, led, created. Next, quantify everything you can. Ask yourself, how many people did I help? How much money did we raise? Also, and this is a big one, prioritize depth over breadth. A deep commitment to a few things looks way more impressive than just dabbling in a million different clubs. And finally, show your growth. If you started as just a member and worked your way up to president, that is a story you absolutely have to tell.
Okay, let's see how these tips actually work. Here's a classic before example, something you see all the time. Helped with student events. I mean, what does that even mean, right? It tells an admissions officer pretty much nothing about what you actually did.
Okay, now look at the after. Wow. See the difference? You've got those powerful action verbs we talked about, recruited, trained, planned. You've got specific details, creative activities, and you have the impact, fostered community integration. This version paints a super vivid picture of your leadership and your initiative. It's night and day. And this right here, this is the magic of using numbers. That full description for the mentorship role, it pointed out a 50% increase in participation. A single number like that can honestly be more powerful than an entire paragraph of text. Why? Because it's concrete, it's measurable, and it's undeniable proof of your success. So let's say you've done it. You've built this amazing resume. But here's the cool part. Its job isn't over once you hit submit on that first application. Not even close. This document is actually a super powerful tool that you're going to use through the entire college admissions journey.
Think about it. Having everything in one place, it makes filling out all those different applications so much easier. It basically becomes a bank of stories and details you can pull from for your essays. And your teachers, if you hand this to them, you're giving them everything they need to write a really specific, glowing recommendation letter for you. Plus, when you walk into an interview, boom, you've got your own personal cheat sheet of all your accomplishments. It's really a tool that just keeps on giving.
So if you remember one thing, let it be this. Your activity resume is so much more than just a list. It really is a dynamic reflection of your journey, of your passions, of the person you've become over these last few years. It's your chance to totally own that story and present it with a ton of pride.
So, as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with a question. Just take a second and think about your last 4 years, all the clubs, the jobs, the projects you really poured yourself into. What's the very first story from that journey that you want to tell? Whatever it is, start there, because that means you're already on your way.